judged. The next thing is feeling stuck. Because now you can feel judged and maybe you assumed and it wasn't correct and now you are stuck. Okay, Ingrid, tell us, what do you do in that situation?
Well, okay, so I'll use an example, and I think I'm gonna. Effa, you and I talked about this a while ago, long time ago. Maybe you don't even remember
Help
this.
everyone, refresh my
Yes.
memory.
So I have initially, for many, 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 many years, from the time I was, I think, about 7 years old or so. Um, what did I say? Parental. This is 18. So 18 plus. So and it could be a trigger for some people. I think I was like maybe 5 years old or so when I was first uh, molested. And so I remember just being really stuck for years, not knowing where to go. And I remember Effie and I had a meeting. We had gone to school, we finished school, and one day she called me up and said, "Inky, let's just get together." So we went to a restaurant, we ate, and when we were done, she said, "I'm inviting you to church." I don't like church very much. So she says, "I'm inviting you to church." And I took up the invitation. I went, and I remember I think it was a Friday night,
Yeah, I think so.
and the pastor had done his spiel, and I was there. And at the end of the service, I swear, I think that it was just for me. And he started to. They were just doing praise and worship, and he said, "Anybody who wants to leave, go ahead. You can leave. But for those who want to stay, you guys stay." And we were there, and we were just singing and praising God and
Yeah.
everything. And I, something happened in that moment. I get emotional when I talk about it because it was my freedom that I got in that moment. I stood there, and I don't know if any of you have ever experienced this where you are maybe praying or someone is praying for you, and you have this epiphany. I could see my life, my eyes were closed, and I could see it was almost like, those old movies when they play, you see that reel playing, and I could see myself from a little girl when I was in church with my grandmother, when whatever happened to me. The whole thing was just playing in front of my eyes, and I was just crying. And she was there, she was praising God, she was beside me. There I am, and the tears are just rolling down my face. And I couldn't understand, why am I transformed like this? What is going on? I was lost. And then when it was over, I was so weak. I sat, and I think I told her, I can't talk to you now, but I will tell you. I think I told her later that in that moment, something happened and the release came. I was stuck for years. I think I was maybe 30 something years old at the time. I was in that moment. Someone prayed for me without me knowing they were praying for me.
To be
But
free.
he was praying for me to be free. And I had the opportunity to be by myself, even though the church was full. But I was still by myself.
Yes.
So what I'm trying to say is, you don't necessarily need to be alone in
True.
order to go within.
True. True.
You need to surround yourself
With
with the right people.
So community,
You
back
right.
to community. And
Yes.
and I know right now you're kind of talking about the solution.
Yes.
Okay, to coming out of being stuck. But take for
Yes.
example somebody who doesn't come into that church setting.
Yes.
And they feel stuck, there's so much bitterness, there's so much depression.
Yeah.
What do you think they can do? Like, do they need to make new friends? Do they need to come out more? What do you think they can do?
You need to make new friends. You know I don't make friends at all. And I got new friends right here. Yes. So, for someone who is, let's say, for example, an introvert like myself, a lot of people wouldn't believe that, but yes, I really am an introvert. You also will feel the isolation.
Yes.
Makes you feel like, okay, so I want to do something, but I have no support system. And so again, maybe you're not in an environment where it's a church, but it is community.
Yes.
Like Moms Like Me. Maybe it's not going to be in person, it's going to be online. Make the first step, make the first move.
Yes.
Do something. And if you are in a situation where it's a mental challenge for you, because I'm not going to say my whole freedom came from just being in that church, but that was the beginning. I have gone to therapy for years and years, and it had not helped as much as when I got the freedom when I was in the church. So what I
Yeah.
did was I combined those
Awesome.
resources that
Yes.
I had. And again, I meditate a lot. You know, you go into yourself and you're honest. You're honest about what is it that I'm feeling.
True.
Am I angry? Yes, I'm angry.
Identification.
Yes, I begin to identify and be honest with myself. Like, yeah, maybe I don't want to say I'm mad at Effie, but I am mad at Effie. Okay. And
Nice,
the moment
nice.
I realize that I'm mad at her, I start to identify, why am I mad at her? What did she do?
What's going on?
What is going on? And then if I feel like, okay, now I got it, I pick up the phone, I call her, say, Effie, you know what? I felt upset with you because you did X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And then she'll tell me, well, I didn't know that that's how you felt.
Yes.
So again, this is how you get past all the bumps in the road because you're going to have them. It's life.
True. And it's about making a decision.
Yeah.
From what you're saying here, it's you deciding
Yeah.
to keep moving. Like
Yes.
they say, if you cannot run, walk.
Crawl.
If you cannot walk, crawl, but never stop moving.
Yes.
You know, and being stuck is so painful, like it hurts.
It is.
So I'm glad you, at least from what you're saying, your journey, you know, being in the church environment helped you great, but you also decided to come out,
Yes.
community, make friends, and you know, engage. But at least you're moving. So find something to do.
Yes.
Do something about
Freedom.
it. Yeah.
And it's your own personal freedom.
Awesome.
And do you know what the definition of insanity is? Doing the same thing over
Yes.
and
Over
over
and
again,
expecting a
expecting
different
result.
outcome.
Yes.
Yeah, true.
If you do what you've always done, you're gonna get what you've always
Yes.
got.
Oh man, that's been it's very healthy conversation there. So we've talked about isolation, knowing it all, feeling judged and feeling stuck. You can see these are all connected conversations. And this brings me to another very nice